playground, we head out of this world with the action and adventure of Starhawk. Things are getting elite with the Call of Duty update. A plethora of PC games are punctuating today's Sonar. And we have a first look at the hopping side-scroller Hell Yeah! Wrath of the Dead Rabbit. Plus, Shaun is going beneath the armor with a closer look at high-tech hero Iron Man, and Miri assembles the cast of the Avengers while talking about the big film. Hey everyone, welcome to the Electric Playground, the show that gives you the latest in everything cool every single day. I'm your host, Briana, and the All-Stars are aligning in the rundown, so let's get started. The best PlayStation characters are going head-to-head in a new fighting game. After months of rumors, Sony has announced PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. It's a crossover fighting game that features PlayStation icons like Kratos, Sweet Tooth, Sly Cooper, Parappa the Rapper, and even Fat Princess.
I think inherently there's just something humorous about the idea of Kratos, the god of war, fighting the 2D lover Parappa the Rapper. At the same time, we feel like the game is built in a very accessible way, so we think fans of all sorts of PlayStation games will find something to like in this game.
Each character will have their own fighting moves, and there will be arenas inspired by different Sony titles. More details on PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale will be revealed at E3 this June. And that's not the only new Sony game that will let you battle your friends online. Multiplayer is finally coming to the God of War series in the latest installment, God of War Ascension. The game will offer 4 versus 4 multiplayer arenas where players can compete with each other or join forces to battle the Greek gods. The developers promise that it will offer the same level of intense, visceral combat that fans will get in the single-player campaign.
When you hit a button and you feel it and you feel the responsiveness and you feel the power, then you know you're playing a God of War game. So the minute you take a sword and you cut me in half and you kick my lifeless body off the edge of a cliff, then you'll know you're playing God of War multiplayer. You won't play that anywhere else.
You'll be able to cut your friends in half when God of War Ascension hits the PS3 next year. And there's some bittersweet news for fans of the sci-fi series Fringe. The show has been renewed for a 5th season, but it will be its last. The new order will consist of 13 episodes, allowing the series to hit the coveted 100-episode mark. The cast and crew behind Fringe think that it's lasted this long thanks to fan support and the fact that the show features believable, well-rounded characters.
Any TV show that works over the course of a long run, at the end of it, it becomes about the characters, and people sort of either see themselves in them or they become aspirational characters, they want to be them. But then also, our show just dreams really big, and it's never boring.
Fringe is currently in its 4th season, which will end on May 11. The 5th and final season will begin airing this fall. The ambitious iOS game Republic will now be an ambitious iOS, PC, and Mac game. Developer Camouflage has announced that the stealth survival horror title is getting a new version just for computers. This won't be a straight-up port and will instead be a tailor-made experience with new gameplay features and story elements. Camouflage made the decision to adopt the PC and Mac after receiving feedback through the game's Kickstarter campaign. You can find links to that on let'splay.com.
They're coming.
Avatar director James Cameron wants to mine unobtainium in real life. The filmmaker is serving as an advisor on an out-of-this-world mission being launched by the space company Planetary Resources. The goal is to mine near-Earth asteroids for raw minerals and precious metals like gold and platinum. The group hopes to launch the first mission by 2020, and don't be surprised if Cameron straps a few 3D cameras onto the spaceships. In the meantime, the filmmaker is also working on a pair of sequels to Avatar. And his recent voyage to the bottom of the sea is being turned into multiple TV specials and documentary films. And you'll be able to explore the oceans in a new World War II game. Get ready for Silent Hunter Online, a free-to-play browser-based game based on the long-running submarine simulation series. It will feature single-player and co-op campaigns where players battle for control of the Atlantic, and the success or failure of each mission will impact all other players. Beta registrations have already begun, so dive down to let'splay.com for links. And it's getting easier to create and share your own levels in Portal 2. The game's new Perpetual Testing Initiative DLC pack will hit the PC and Mac on May 8th. It gives players a simplified way to create their own mind-bending levels and then publish them online. Other users will be able to play and rate your levels and provide helpful feedback.
Please disregard any undeserved compliments.
There's no word if it's coming to the PS3 or Xbox 360 versions of Portal 2. Game maker Valve is also working on Counter-Strike Global Offensive due to deploy this summer. There's plenty of other cool stuff over on our website, including new details on Hitman Absolution, and it pretty much goes without saying, but we're all stoked for the release of the Avengers this upcoming Friday, and we're gonna celebrate all week long with a new feature series. Miri and the Avengers recently assembled in Los Angeles.
The Avengers brings together very individual superheroes. What is it that brings them together and makes them assemble?
Nick Fury. He plays this enormously dangerous game of bringing back together people who absolutely don't work as a team.
Power at 400% capacity.
How about that?
I don't know if I trust them or they trust me. I don't know how to control them in a specific kind of way. All I know is if I give them a specific goal, hopefully they will join together and fight for the common good.
You threaten my world with war. You steal a force you can't hope to control. You talk about peace and you kill because it's fun.
We find Loki again in the Avengers on a new mission.
He's come down to Earth to subjugate humanity and basically get the human race to kneel at his feet and worship him as their king.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
Tony Stark and Banner have a scientist bond. What's their relationship like in the film?
Banner really looks up to Stark and sees him as the successful version of himself. This kind of renegade scientist who uses all of his mad genius on himself.
Hawkeye and Black Widow have quite a history in the comics and in the lore. How does that represent itself in the film?
In a movie like this with so many characters, you can't really get into too much of the backstory, but there is a great history and love and respect for each other, I suppose. And it played a little bit in the movie for sure.
And Black Widow is always shown and portrayed as being very strong and very resilient, but we also see a very vulnerable side of her. How does she change from the beginning of the Avengers to the end?
I think that she's not used to taking anything personally, and halfway through the film, suddenly she has something to avenge. Let me put you on hold.
Thor is the only Avenger that's from another realm, at least in this film. What does that provide him that's advantageous?
These guys are kind of concentrated and focused on Earth, and I think that's all that exists. There's a much bigger story going on out there, which is what was exciting about Thor and the sequels, was sort of the other realms and worlds and possibilities.
There are a lot of little boys that are going to see this movie that are going to look at you guys and have a new set of heroes. What do you hope they learn from this movie?
Teamwork, yeah. It's a family dynamic, and I think it's something that's incredibly relatable given the fact that not everyone is always going to get along, but that doesn't mean you can't achieve a common goal.
You ready for another bout?
What's fun about the movie for me is how bizarre they look together and how much they conflict and how much they don't cohere until they absolutely have to, and then when they do, well, it's a thing of beauty.
I'm bringing the party to you.
Shaun is going to tell you exactly why Iron Man is his favorite Avenger, and we're also going to deliver a briefing on Starhawk after the break, so stay tuned. Welcome back to EP. Starhawk, as you may know, is the spiritual successor to Warhawk, meaning the two don't have a lot in common. In fact, Starhawk has an in-depth single-player campaign, which Warhawk didn't. But it also has some great co-op. Here's Jose with those details.
With Starhawk set to come out this May, co-op is a feature that was recently announced. Explain to me about how the co-op works, because it's not specifically co-op.
Co-op is a special mode in Starhawk. You can play all by yourself, so co-op's not exactly the right name. We just call it that right now. But you can play by yourself, play against the AI, or you can play with 3 other friends. Think about like protecting an area, making sure you're setting up your base all around it, seeing how long you can go, get the high score. You can play split screens. It's a Friday night session with your buddies, just sitting on the couch. It's a blast.
Now, why do you think this co-op mode, I guess you're calling it, why is it an important feature for Starhawk?
The reality is that a lot of players are sometimes not in the mood to go get their ass handed to them by a 12-year-old kid. So what they want to do is play with their buddies and just enjoy a night, razz on their friends, you know, see how well you do against them going for high score. This game will give you an opportunity to do that.
Now, for those who might not be familiar, how is that going to differentiate from the single-player version?
The solo campaign for Starhawk, it's all about Emmett Graves and how he handles being ostracized by society, his fight to save his brother or not save his brother, whatever you want.
The outlaw and I have a common bond. We share the same blood.
But the co-op specifically is all about gameplay. And it is a blast. I mean, it is a lot of fun. We have our bubble shields, a massive base shield. We have our beam turrets that you've seen. Of course, the mech pads. We have the buggies. The fast and frenetic action is absolutely key. It's all about just saying to your buddy, you know, like, I kicked your ass. You see how long I can stay alive? You can't.
You can begin the co-op battle in Starhawk on May 8th, and right now it's time for Vic to shoot up your screen with the Sonar, which happens to be full of all the PC games that are out this week.
PC gamers have their pick this week. Tribes Ascend is the free-to-play shooter that's now available for download on PC. Load up and take aim in a sci-fi universe and team-based multiplayer mayhem. There are 9 playable classes with 5 different game modes and 16 unique maps. Progress through 50 ranks that are used for matchmaking, ranging from lowly recruit up to the unstoppable immortal. Best of all, it's got jetpacks. Who doesn't love jetpacks? The first-person team-based multiplayer action doesn't stop there. Nexus is available for download on PC this week. For centuries, a war has been waged by 2 factions. They have a fragile truce, but due to their seething mutual disgust, they still pit their warriors against each other in arenas, rather than on the fields of war. Enter the arena and battle solo or online in 4-on-4 matches with a variety of weapons. There are over 100 dynamic mutators that serve as game-changing power-ups, including Uber Melee, Rapid Fire, and best of all, jetpacks. We're on a roll today, folks. And PC gamers can head into the massively multiplayer online world of Terra. The latest title entering the competitive MMO market offers an impressive artistic flair along with a unique political system and most notably a skill-based combat system. There are 7 character races with 8 unique classes along with over 80 zones to adventure through. Unlike many popular MMOs, player position, timing, and aim are all critical to success in combat, rewarding players with more skill, not just better equipment. Evasion techniques like rolling, blocking, and parrying are important for defense. With the in-game political system, any player can campaign to be voted into power to rule the land, or those with more aggressive tendencies can try to seize power through more violent agendas. And lastly, snipers everywhere can take aim as Sniper Elite V2 sets its sights on the PS3, 360, and PC this week. Head to Berlin at the height of the Second World War and take aim through a variety of sniping missions. With advanced ballistics, make sure to take into account gravity, wind, velocity, bullet penetration, and aim stability. Use stealth to slip into the perfect position to make the shot and get out unnoticed. And for the first time in the series, 2 players can team up for an online co-op campaign.
Coming up after the break, we've got an update from the world of Call of Duty, and a hellish rabbit is on a revenge-fueled rampage in a new side-scroller. You're back here at EP, where it's time for us to take a first look at an upcoming downloadable game to be published by Sega. And it's not your typical Sega title. It's called Hell Yeah! Wrath of the Dead Rabbit. And I think that may be the first time I've ever cheered at the announcement of a dead rabbit.
Camille, Hell Yeah is a very interesting game, very interesting design and name. What is happening in this game?
Oh, lots of things is happening. So the idea is that you are Prince of Hell. Your father died a few days ago and you're not quite there yet. The monsters don't treat you like they should be. I mean, you're supposed to be the boss, but you don't have respect from the monsters. And you have the things for rubber duckies. I mean, that's your thing. And someone takes pictures of you in your bath, having fun with your rubber ducky, and puts them on the internet. And you're not happy about that at all because you have a PR problem. So you have to kill everyone. We wanted the game to be revolving about the idea of how much fun do you have killing a monster.
The level I played, there's a few monsters in there, and after you saw them, menu pops up, a mini game almost, where you have to time a button press or mash a button. Where did that idea come from?
Squeeze it. It's all about the pleasure. I mean, we really wanted to make a game that was primal in terms of how good it feels to lash out on the monsters.
Now, Ash has a drill that he uses to move around and also saw through enemies. Yes. What kinds of other abilities in this game?
you are either in the wheel killing the monsters directly, or when you leave the wheel in specific places where you are supposed to leave the wheel, then you have to find ways for the monsters to die without you touching them.
What do you hope fans really love about Hell Yeah?
What I really want to listen to and to have as a feedback is people say, okay, thank God video games like that are going back to the roots of what video games should be, just having plain, simple fun. And we are adding silly, plain, simple, silly fun.
Well, I can't wait to play more of Hell Yeah, man. I am hell yeah excited about it.
Let's crush!
We'll let you know when a release date for the game is announced, and we do know that the next Call of Duty game will officially be unveiled tomorrow, but there were recently some updates to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and some changes to Elite. Scott is here with those details.
Whoa! Here's the deal. I know you're a bad but today's new Call of Duty Elite missions are more than even you could handle.
I'm here with Noah Heller, product director from Beachhead Studio. Noah's got some Call of Duty news for us. Noah, tell us all about it.
Yeah, you've been hearing a lot about Call of Duty DLC. Call of Duty Elite has been growing and what we're adding and the new things we're doing. It was surprising for us how popular clans were. We have over 670,000 clans right now, up to 100 members each, and our fans have been really, really into it. We ran our first clan operation of 25,000 clans signed up, over 200,000 players, all competing for like most captures and domination or most kills and free-for-all. These are like stats-based challenges that the whole community is doing together. With clan operations, it's actually been a cool challenge for us because what would be boosting for a single player is not for clan operations. Like a clan should collaborate. You know, a clan should be helping each other out. So we really look for great team play, and it's been an interesting way to look at multiplayer in Call of Duty.
Tell me a little bit about some of the maps that players can expect to play in.
Yeah, so DLC Collection 1 includes 4 multiplayer maps that you can also play in Spec Ops Survival Mode, including Liberation, which is a great map in the heart of New York in Central Park, one of our biggest maps yet. Piazza, this beautiful coastside town in Italy, as well as Overwatch, construction site in the skylines of Manhattan, totally cool there. Black Box, Air Force One has been shot down, has crashed in the heart of suburbia, USA. And then Negotiators and Black Ice, 2 Spec Ops mission modes.
What does it mean to be a member of this very elite club?
Well, the nice thing is you can be a member of Elite for free, and you get access to all these awesome features. Like our iOS app for iPhone and Android as well you can see your stats, you can push loadouts to the game, you can plan things on the fly. But if you're a premium subscriber, you get access to all this content. Every month we release a map or two, a Spec Ops map, a new game mode, and it's over 24 pieces of content. If you love multiplayer, you know, if it's your life, Elite's really for you. And if you're just starting off, we've got great improved videos, tutorials, even episodes of what we call Elite TV, where we do things like Clan Optic versus Clan Obey, or firefighters versus policemen. It's just love for the Call of Duty culture.
Where do you guys go for inspiration for where to set these things?
We're always looking for great ways to bring new experiences. So you got 3 amazing studios working together to really push the best ideas forward. So we're looking for unique and innovative new ways, you know, bigger maps, different styles, different iconic locations, and the opportunity to bring Spec Ops mission modes back to retell parts of the story. So we have a plethora of great ideas coming from a lot of passionate developers.
Hostile you confirm.
We will have the official details on the next Call of Duty game in the rundown this week, so make sure you tune in for that. And stay tuned because after the break, we've got some Tony Stark action. Welcome back to EP. Earlier in the show, we gave you a preview of the upcoming blockbuster, The Avengers, and right now it's time for a quick look at the history behind Iron Man. I like how he rocks the Black Sabbath t-shirts. Let's find out why Shaun likes him.
Out of all the Avengers, the one that I can relate to the most is Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, because he's a womanizing billionaire genius who also happens to be a booze hound, and he's got a pretty sweet mustache. Iron Man is easily the coolest Avenger, and it helps that Jon Favreau's Iron Man films have been so great, which in no small part is thanks to Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of the character.
Hey, Tony. Remember me?
Sure don't.
While in the Middle East for a weapons demonstration, industrialist Tony Stark's convoy is ambushed by terrorists who then kidnap and force him to build his company's revolutionary Jericho missile, which they intend to use for their own devious means. Of course, they get much more than what they bargained for because Tony don't play that.
That doesn't look like a Jericho missile.
That's because it's a miniaturized arc reactor.
He's such a genius that he builds an arc reactor to power an electromagnet that keeps shrapnel from entering his heart, and then gets to work on the first Iron Man suit and busts himself out of there. As a nice touch, this first suit shares visual aesthetics with the character's original comic book look. Stark soon builds himself an improved arc reactor and a much cooler Iron Man suit, and after much testing and some comical mishaps, he sets out to save the day. A lot of superheroes lead dual lives, one of immense bravery and one that's far more low-key, but not Tony Stark. He doesn't hesitate to tell the world exactly who he is.
I am Iron Man.
And though he loves working solo, we do get a pretty rad sequence featuring him and the War Machine in Iron Man 2. So you know it's going to be sweet to see what he brings to the Earth's mightiest superhero team, the Avengers.
On the next Electric Playground, we seek vengeance while walking the red carpet at one of the biggest film premieres of the year.
There are some pretty serious Blu-ray box sets hitting the shelves in the coming months, and I'm going to tell you all about them in tomorrow's Sonar.
And coming soon to EP, we find out how Free Comic Book Day is celebrated across North America. If you missed anything in the show or you just want to watch it again, you can visit us at g4tv.ca or go to our website at electplay.com. You can also follow us on Twitter under electplay and find us on Facebook under Electric Playground. Madden NFL 13 received a complete overhaul, and we had a first look at the game in the show last week. So if you missed it, make sure you head to our website and check it out. Here's a preview of the story, and I'll see you next time.
From the second you put Madden into the tray, a whole new presentation flow. Camera moves through this really deep broadcast-inspired, 3D, action-oriented, connected world. We eliminated dead air. We've got constant banter. It's beautiful, and it's really functional.